Yeah, honestly, I think we were absolutely excellent.
Chris is there.
Good morning. Oh, good evening, even.
Yeah, all right. All good. All good.
How you doing, John? All right.
Yeah. Under pressure, but coping.
Tell me about it. Have you been warm enough today?
Say that again?
Have you been warm enough today?
Oh, God, it's been too warm, hasn't it?
Absolutely.
Yeah, too much.
Absolutely. Forecast some violent weather next over weekend, haven't they?
Yeah. Let's have a look. Gallery view. Stop. Stop. Oh. Okay, I can't speak of it.
I've turned into Malcolm now for some reason.
I know. See, Ian Hunt, with him. Oh, it's old Paulie. Hunt.
You done that, Malcolm?
Yeah, Malcolm. See Malcolm there. Ian's got his speaker off. Isn't it?
Yeah, every area almost that you highlighted that they needed to improve, they improved. And uncharacteristic things happening. Gareth Bale missing a penalty, but then mercurial there at the end. He tried that twice, didn't he?
Yeah, and that's what we said before, but that's what I love. Gaz missed a penalty, which I've never.
I'm just admitting to people at the moment.
Yeah, that's okay, John.
Misses today, but then a little bit of.
Is that Mr. Garrett there, Paul? How you doing, lad? All right.
Yeah, Paul, can you see Paul on here?
Yeah, I've got him.
Can
Yes.
everybody see everybody else?
No. I've got 9 on here, plus yourself.
I can see 5.
Yeah.
I've got 9 on here.
Yeah.
Plus.
Should be 10. Wait,
I'm showing 10.
10.
All right, don't be greedy.
There's another one joining.
Even though we conceded, obviously, against
I'm going to do gallery view, see if I can get more on it. Yeah, that's more. That's better.
It's gone too early. We can't hang on like this. And they were squandering chances as well in the second half. But the second goal came so late. It almost wasn't needed.
Paul, are you down at our place on Saturday morning?
Paul, you've got your speaker off. Leo's got his speaker off.
It's like that advert on telly they tell him to Paul to turn it off.
Ask to unmute.
Have you got your speaker turned on, Mr. Garrett?
I have. He has.
That's it.
Paul's got his on. On? Is it on now?
You hear me now?
Yeah, he's on now.
Yeah. All right, Paul.
Yeah.
Yep, you right?
Yeah, are you at our place on Saturday morning?
Yep.
Yeah, all right, no worries.
Where do you use this?
Mine on opposition again.
Again, I'm just admitting people at the moment, to be fair with it.
Now, just makes so much more respectable, Mark Hughes, doesn't it?
Well, it shows the dominance.
Hello.
I think we're more than comfortable in the game.
Hi, John.
Just got so disappointed by virtue of the way we defended. Everything they tried, we just nipped it in the bud. We cleared headers. We runs in the correct manner, sold people out, put key areas for them. And really, they just got disappointed. They ran out of ideas to contribute towards the end of the game.
Yeah, the defensive work rate was incredible. Let's have a look at some of those blocks, some of those headers that Wales were forced to keep making because, Turkey weren't giving up. They're 1-0. They still think they've got a chance.
Yeah, Turkey were a lot better than they were against it.
Who's listening to the match?
Under pressure for large, periods of the game, but I thought that Ben Davies especially made a couple of unbelievable clearances at the back stick. But both centre halves were brilliant. Joe Morrell, Joe Allen were brilliant. Ethan Ampadu come on and added a little bit of presence in front of the defence as well.
Son. Sorry, I'll just go on the Zoom link with the referees. Are you okay?
Where's it? Green.
Oh, we can all hear you.
I'll give you a call once I finish this Zoom meeting then. it's on the referees thing. Speak to you later. All right, drive safe. Bye.
Oh, Jonathan. Jonathan, if I get the spelling of your name wrong again, I'm going to kill myself.
Well, please don't do that. I just think you think I'm a comedian when I ref.
Okay.
No, I know. I don't know. I keep changing it, and I think I must have it on the master, and it keeps superseding it. So it's not that I don't change it.
All right. No worries.
I'm still logging people on. So again, if you just bear with us.
Opens up and gets to his left back. Aaron Ramsey knows exactly what he's doing, and Gaz finds him. Perfect time run, perfect ball, good touch. Kind of bobbled it in a little bit, but he had a few of those runs, and like Mark mentioned at half time, in the centre half for me, it's a nightmare to pick up that diagonal run when you're facing the guy that's on the ball to see that on your blind side, and Aaron knows that. And this is, we're talking about that's player in Aaron Ramsey. Aaron's prepared to do that run. That's got the quality of the ball to pick him up. So he's going to keep on making that run, and he wasn't disappointed when he didn't get the result.
He was offside, ref.
But with that one, he just kept on going because he knows.
I'm sure it went a dog show.
Will find.
Two assists, one penalty miss, and a Wales win. How do you feel?
Yeah, no, first of all, I'm actually delighted with the win. I think we fought hard, we worked our socks off, like we always do. But I feel like I showed a new character to start going right up. Didn't want anything, and yeah, to get a sack at the end was the icing on the cake.
You didn't play with Aaron Ramsey, was superb all night. Tell us about that first assist. How did you see it?
Yeah, no, we got in a few times, and yeah, we've always linked up well all the time since our early days. So yeah, it was important that we got this victory to put us in a great position, and yeah, we're just delighted.
Do you feel like you've done enough to?
You'd like to think so, but
I'm going to start in about a minute. I'm just logging a few more. I'm just expecting a few more. Give me 1 minute and we'll start.
Okay.
Yeah, we're happy.
Is someone talking about the game this evening? Because it seems to be coming over the top of everything.
Yeah, it seems like someone's still got the TV turned on.
Yeah.
Probably me.
Bit weird because I've got my TV on the game and I've got mute on TV where I can still hear Gareth Bale's voice. Weird.
I'll turn mine off. Don't panic.
Yeah, good man.
Don't panic, Captain. Don't panic, Captain Mandarin.
I'm sure they're going to be cheering it.
Is that better?
That's better.
Ah.
Talk about the among ourselves.
You always get one, don't you? It's probably me.
Kevin, are you on the beach?
Sorry?
Are you on the beach?
Yeah, I'm swimming. No, it's just a back. It's just a back photo.
He's showing off. He's got.
I'm near the beach, but not on the beach.
Okay, fair enough. Okay, look. 1 more minute. 1 more minute to 5 past. Start at 5 past. 1 minute.
I've noticed some. Can you hear me? Some are muted. Paul Rogers is muted by the look of it.
Yeah, Brian's iPad.
Yeah, well, if
Carl Tebbert is muted.
Yeah.
I think.
It's better if we all mute and then unmute when we want to talk, because otherwise you get background music noises when people come in and out and stuff.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fair comment, Paul.
That's good. Everybody will get a chance to speak. But good idea. If you could all mute yourselves. Mind you, I can mute for you. No, I'll let you mute yourselves. One's camera's off there. Okay, if everybody can hear me, can you give us a thumbs up so I can see that you're great? Okay, thank you very much. So you can all hear us. Good. If anybody does want to interrupt, don't for the first 5 minutes, because I'm just going to go through a few things and then we can start getting into any questions you have. I've already got a pre-question that somebody's already put in, so we'll go through that. But let me give you just a quick background about me, and then I want to go through why we've changed the rules in January 2000 of this year, 2021. I want to quickly go through what I see as the 3 major changes and why, and then we can open it to any questions as we go through. First thing, I'm John Garrett. I'm the WFA Director of Referees, Chair of the WFA Board, and I've got a long list of things that I am and do, but I'm not going to go through that because quite a lot of you already know me. But needless to say that myself and a few of us wrote the laws of the game, so we do know what we're talking about. Right, the main thing is that we divided the January the 1st, 2021 into 6 sections, A, B, C, D, E, F, and G. And the main 3 I would like to talk about is Section C, Section D, and Section F. And that's to do with the referee having sole responsibility for looking after the game, the Section D, which is restarting the game after the game has been suspended, and then Section F, which is DOGSO, which is the basically red card and penalty scenario. So as everybody, obviously everybody's downloaded the laws of the game off the off the internet, and if you have, that's what I'm actually going to go through. If you haven't, and you can do it now, I would suggest you do it unless you're playing golf or walking or laying on the beach. Then you won't be able to. Yeah, okay, Kevin, I can see that. Yeah, good. Oh, you've got yours. Yes, well done. Okay. So let me go through 3 areas that I think myself are very important on the changes. And that's if we go to Section C, page 6, and you'll see there on item 11.3, it says the referee shall have sole discretion to determine which infringements are worthy of the totting up system. And that's very important to remember. It's the referees. It's the referees making their decisions on what they think is the totting up system. Not anybody else. If you think that it's severe enough or it's in the laws of the game, then you tot it up. If it's an accident, like a ball coming off somebody's head by mistake, then you might take another view and not necessarily have that as part of the totting up system. It's very important that the referees realise that the sole decider on that is yourself. Let me just admit a few more while I'm just doing that. Okay, quickly on to Section D and resuming of play. Section D. Now, when we kick the ball off, obviously the referee has to blow the whistle to start the game, which is fine. But during the course of the game, there will be stopping and resuming of play. Obviously, the referee will stop the play with the whistle, and he will still give an indication that the play can start again. That's either by a whistle, either by a hand signal, a gesture. Can be a number of ways, or he can indeed blow the whistle. Now, the exception of this is being when the team want to take a quick free kick. That's the exception. So if they want to take a quick free kick, then they can, as long as it is safe to do so. And this is where the referees have to realise that it's their judgment. If it's safe, they can take a quick free kick. If it's not safe, then it has to be retaken. If people are deliberately standing in the way of a quick free kick, as some of the guys will do, it's actually a straight blue card. So you can use your discretion if you want to actually tell them to get out of the way, but you can also give them a straight blue card because it's unsporting. And that, don't forget, these new laws have been voted on by the clubs. So it's the clubs that want to bring these laws in. And indeed, we have brought them in because of that. Now, the only other one I'm going to go through quickly, and then we'll open up the forum, is section F, dog zone. I'm just going to tell you the quick overview on dog zone. The quick overview on dog zone is to stop the professional foul. So when a player is through on goal and has got a goal scoring opportunity, and somebody decides to run after him and dive on him or kick his legs from him, normally there would just be a free kick and maybe a blue card. Now it's a penalty and a red card. Penalty and a red card. And you need to think about that because it needs to be expressed to players before the game that that's what's going to happen. So if somebody's taken out in a professional foul, as the laws say, if you read section F, then the actual individual will have a red card and a penalty will be awarded. And that can be from anywhere on the pitch. Realistically, it's more than likely to be round about the goal or at least in the defender's half. It's not likely to be by a corner flag. But again, you never know. It's down to your judgment if you think that he's got a goal scoring opportunity. Now, I'm going to open the floor up. If there's no questions, then I'll just go through the rest of the laws of the game and make sure that everybody's in tune with those. But if I open the floor now, has anybody got any questions?
I'm fine so far, John.
Malcolm. Oh, sorry. I saw Malcolm first. Malcolm, your speaker's on silent. Malcolm, your speaker's on silent.
Yeah. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, there you go, Malcolm. Yeah, I've got you. Right.
Yeah. Just a quick clarification, please, John, if you could.
Yeah.
And it concerns on section C 5.2, so that everybody can look up.
Yeah.
Section C 5.2.
Yeah.
My clarification I'd like is distribution by the goalkeeper.
Yeah.
Releasing the ball by hand, I mean, law states that it must be underarm.
Yes.
I mean, in terms of degrees, and I mean sort of mathematical degrees, what constitutes an underarm throw? I mean, my interpretation would be sort of an angle maximum of 45 degrees to the thigh. Until recently, that was my view. But a colleague who's very much senior to me recently said that in his view, that underarm throw could be anything up to 90 degrees to the body, i.e. horizontal. And that would be acceptable as an underarm throw.
No.
What would be the official viewpoint on that difference?
Well, the official viewpoint is that it's 0 degrees.
Right, all right, 0. Right.
It really is 0. Now, of course, common sense will always prevail. And if it goes up to about 20%, I would allow that. I would allow 25%, but I'd get nowhere. It would need to be more to the vertical.
Yes.
Than anything else.
Than the horizontal.
Yeah, as soon as he starts to get horizontal, he starts to get an advantage.
Yes, I agree entirely.
And that's what they're looking for, and that's not what walking football is about, to try and nick an advantage. So he seemed to be trying to nick an advantage. That's why it's actually, if he's consistently doing it, or if you decide immediately to award a foul, then you can award a foul and 3 meters out from the goal line straight away. Yeah, and so you can do that straight away. And no, anything near vertical is fine. A slight few degrees is fine, but basically as near as vertical as it should be. If he's getting any advantage, then it's a foul.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Anybody want to wave? Ah, Kevin. Put your speaker on. Put your microphone on, Kevin. Now, put it on, Kevin. There you go.
Better. Yeah. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Yeah.
My question is something that's not covered, as far as I can see in the laws, is what happens if the ball hits the referee during play? Because in normal football, it would be stopped and you drop the ball to the player who touched it last. What's the view for our walking football?
Actually, it's written down. What actually has to happen is a drop ball.
Yeah. Okay.
Again, if I'm being a bit slow and the ball hits me, if I've stopped an advantage, then I might be saying to the players, "We're having a drop ball, but Mr. Attacker, could you please let the defender have it, because he was the one that was having the advantage."
Right.
Technically, a drop ball.
Yeah. Okay. It's just not in the laws. That's all. And
no,
the players will always question it. So it's up to you to make the decision then, basically.
Yes, yeah. And it's good. Again, this is another good reason on having these talks, because things like that we can actually write in, because there's bound to be odd things that have been missed.
Yeah, yeah.
So I'll just write that down.
Okay.
Good one.
Bear with me.
I'm not
okay. Okay. Next, Ed Holmes.
Hi. Hi. I don't know you guys. I'm relatively new to this walking football, and I've been trying to get onto a course. I understand there are courses from time to time, so I've been refereeing some games, and the other day I came across an issue where I understood that the goalkeeper can pick the ball up as a result of a back pass. That's what I understood the laws of the game to be. I was then told, no, that was wrong. This club has decided that the ball cannot be picked up. Now, can clubs override these laws?
The clubs can make up whatever laws they like. It's not for us to dictate that. If they want to be associated or a member of the WFA, and it's a WFA tournament, then they will abide by the WFA laws.
Actually, that's on form. They claim what law.
Yeah, if anybody wants to go down the park,
ja,
play their own rules, and that's fine.
Nee, online hier vanuit Engeland.
Say that again. Sorry. Oh, I didn't hear that. Anyway, Ed, so does that answer that?
Yeah.
Sorry,
Sorry, missed that.
Chris, is that you?
Yeah, that's me. Just one quick question on goalkeepers, going back to that. Can a goalkeeper drop kick a ball?
No.
Oh.
The ball has to be stationary, in theory, when the goalkeeper distributes the ball.
Yeah.
In reality,
for example, coming from a back pass, coming from a pass back, picks the ball up, he can't drop kick the ball away.
He can't drop kick it, no.
He has to roll it out or kick it.
Yeah.
Nice one.
Okay. Next. Who's
John? Mike?
Sorry, Malcolm, is that you?
It's Mike.
Oh, Mike. Oh, sorry, Mike. There you go. Okay, Mike. Yeah.
Talking about taking free kicks and throw-ins, we were talking about today that somebody plays a rolling ball after as a throw-in or a free kick, it goes to the opposition. But under the rules of football, normal football, if somebody plays a rolling ball, they give it back to the player to take it again. Is that right? Because I know that if we do it and we play a rolling ball, then it goes to the opposition.
The referee. Yeah, that's what you mean. The referee has got an option to reverse the decision, and that's again set out in the laws. If he deems it's necessary in the throw-in, whatever, he can reverse the decision. Common sense will always prevail. If someone's trying to gain an advantage, you might decide to reverse the decision. If he's not gaining an advantage, he just made a mistake, you may decide to let him get away with it.
But it's actually written in the WFA rules, because I looked at it today, to say that somebody plays a rolling ball, then it's a free kick the other way.
Yeah.
But in FA rules, normally it's not, is it? Am I right?
But no, you've just answered your own question. They have to actually play it. They're not allowed to do that.
Okay, no, that's fair. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yes, John, can I add something?
Paul, yes.
Yeah, basically the overriding decision that we made when we did the rules was that the free kicks had to be carried out, performed correctly. If the free kicks in any way or throw-ins or corners or whatever were not carried out in accordance with the laws, then that was basically a foul, and therefore there's a free kick to the other team.
Yeah,
I'm not actually sure what the FA do, because the FA keep changing what they're doing on various rules, don't they?
Yeah, but no, you're right. I mean, that is the law. The law is that if they do not carry out the function of a free kick, which includes a throw-in, in the correct manner, then it's a foul either way.
Yeah, it's like a foul throw, isn't it? I think foul throws are given the other way, aren't they, in football?
Yeah. Well, foul throws in normal football are never given. Anyway.
Occasionally.
Never given. I used to foul throw all the time. It was never given. Next, any more questions?
John, can you hear me?
Yeah, Jonathan, yes.
Hi, John. I'd like to clarification and what you see as the ref's responsibility. And for anyone who wants to follow this, is Rule 15 on Section C, and it says if the referee plays advantage for a red-blue card offence, i.e. a procedure, and the offending player then gets involved in the game, the referee shall immediately stop play, take appropriate disciplinary action against the offending player, and restart the game with an indirect free kick to his opponents taken from where the offending player got involved in the play. So a couple of questions re that. First of all, bear in mind that when you're playing advantage as a referee, you've probably got a few things going on. Presumably we're not obligated to shout at the player you're going about to be sent off, for example, or blue carded. You've got that aspect. And perhaps a little unusually with the rules, I suppose then comparing it with football generally, the indirect free kick takes place where that individual subsequently got involved rather than where the original offence took place. I don't know if you've got any.
No, you're correct. The incident is taken with a secondary offence, if you like. The whole purpose of that and that law is to allow the advantage to be played if possible. But if that individual should have been sent off, as an example, but you've allowed the play to continue because there's a goal scoring opportunity, and then that individual gets involved again, then obviously it's time to stop the play.
Right, but I think that with the rule, I think it's correct me if I'm wrong, I don't think it specifically talks about, that's not the denying a direct goal scoring opportunity. That's generally, I thought.
Oh no, generally, yeah.
Yeah, so the issue there is, I'm just thinking about fairness here to the defender, because the defender let's say we're going to pull him up for running. He's not necessarily aware at that stage that he's going to be pulled up for that. So he gets involved in the game further up the field, and therefore he's going to effectively commit a free kick, indirect free kick further up the field.
But don't forget, you as a referee would have already indicated that you're allowing advantage and you're playing advantage.
Right, okay. Yeah.
So he knows what he's done, and you're saying play advantage. So you're playing the advantage, but he gets involved again.
Right, okay.
So then you've got to stop playing.
Right, okay. Thanks, John.
Yeah, okay, thanks, John. Guys, can you mute some of your speakers, please? There's a bit of chatter going on.
It's Tony Wilkinson. It's Tony Wilkinson doing it. You can see the yellow that comes on when he does it.
Sorry, Paul, I can't hardly hear you. Guys, can you mute your speakers, please?
Yeah, you can tell me how to do it.
That's it. It's gone quiet. Paul, can you carry on? Thank you.
Yeah, I was just pointing out it was Tony's end that was doing it. And that's sorted now. I have got a question, actually, if I may just raise one.
Yeah.
I'm from Guernsey, and we've just been advised that where a player, it's about who's walking and who's running, and that's always a big issue, isn't it?
Yeah.
Where somebody is running or walking rather on the balls of their feet or on their toes, it looks like that's going to be pulled up because they're not on their heels. Now, if that's true, I find it difficult because I actually run on my balls and my feet. I don't run on my heels. Somebody who's flat-footed and runs on their heels gets an advantage. Is that just purely down to the referee to interpret as to whether somebody is walking or running, or is there a specific rule that says if you're moving on your balls of your feet, then you are actually running rather than walking?
The WFA have nothing to do with that heels and sole of the feet scenario. That's got to be an FA scenario. It's nothing to do with WFA. We haven't discussed that. Paul Merter has just issued on Facebook a number of walking videos. Paul is very, very quick, and we specifically got him to do the videos because he's very good at it, at speed. And you can see, because obviously the videos have been slowed down into slow motion, you can see that at least one part of his foot is on the ground at each time. Sorry, both of them are on the ground at each time. I would say to go and look at that. It's very difficult, it's very subjective, but it's down to you as the referee to make your judgment call. If it's the sole, the heel, it doesn't matter as far as we're concerned, as long as the foot is touching. We also specify a straight leg, which helps you to view it from a different way, but a straight leg is always good. But the fact that it's a heel, toe, or it's a sole doesn't matter, as long as the both feet are on the ground, or any part of the feet are on the ground at any time. Paul Merter, I say, he just issued a couple of Facebook videos. Excellent, they really are excellent. Really need to have a look at those. He's only just done them in the last few days, so you wouldn't have seen them yet. But yeah, definitely have a look. Does that answer that, Paul?
Yes, it does. Thank you.
Thank you. Next, anybody?
John?
Brian. Oh, sorry, Lee, you can go next. Brian.
Oh, right.
Go on, Brian.
Thank you. I'm not a referee, but in a game I was playing in the other day, which was organised by Hampshire FA, and I think they were possibly using their own rules rather than Walking Football Association rules. But I was about to take a free kick. The referee had told their opposing defenders to move 3 meters back, which basically put them on their goal line and brought the ball sort of a little bit further away from the goal line. I was about to pass it back to one of our players, and I was saying to him, which side do you want me to sort of tap it to? And the referee said he won't be allowed to kick it directly because that would be, I don't know whether he said unfair, ungentlemanly, unsporting, dangerous play. but he basically said we couldn't just do a little tap and then a shot. I just wonder what your attitude is towards that.
Well, the FA rules are slightly different to ours. The bulk are the same, but there's slightly different rules with the contact, no contact, that sort of thing. But when taking a free kick like that, one only has to roll the ball, touch the ball, and then the second player can hit the ball. The only aspect that comes in, which is the sportsmanship aspect of it, and if the ball is hit with undue force, it may cause somebody an injury, because that's written in our laws as well. So you can have them on that, but there is nothing to stop you touching the ball as long as the ball moves, and then you can take the free kick.
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with that. If you, of course, hit the ball, you can't score direct from a free kick.
No.
Even if it bounces off the defender or bounces off somebody, or even if it hits the goalkeeper and goes in, it's still not allowed. But there's nothing to stop you touching the ball on. Indeed, that's what a lot of players do: touch the ball on, and then the kick is taken.
Yeah.
Is that okay, Brian?
Well, that's what we were doing, and the referee said we couldn't. So yeah. Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, Brian. Good. Les Lomax.
Yes, just a clarification, John, please. The goal line is classed as being a goalie's area.
Yeah.
If the goalie is stood on the line with his toes outside, is he in the area or is he out the area?
Or be out the area.
He's out the area if he's stood on the line.
No, if he's on the line,
yeah,
then as long as he's on the line, then that's
right.
his area.
Right. So if he catches the ball, that's still okay then. It's not a penalty. It's not played it out the area.
Well, are his hands inside or outside the area?
Well, to me, if he stood on the line and his toes are outside the area and he catches the ball, to me, the ball can't be in the area because he's there.
Well, the main question is, because it's talking semantics now, because it's what the crafty people do, and it's down to you as a referee to make a decision. But the technical laws are that line is the goalkeeper's line.
Yes.
If he's outside that line, then he's committing an offence.
Right.
Unless momentum takes him outside.
Yes, I understand that.
But apart from the momentum aspect, if the line is a goalkeeper's line, and if he's outside it, then he's committing an offence.
Yeah. But if he stood on it, he's inside the area.
If he's being cheeky and having a couple of toes outside the area, then he's outside the area.
Right. Okay. That's fine. Thank you.
Okay, Les. Anybody? Oh, now Malcolm. Sorry, you've got to get a question in. Malcolm.
Yeah, well, actually, when you look through the rules, it talks about height of the goalposts and other things, but it doesn't measure. It doesn't say anything about the weight of the ball. And I know there's different. The ball can be extremely hard, or it can be extremely soft, but it doesn't. There's no indication of limits for the weight of the ball.
No, you're right. We don't say the limits. We say a size, which is a size 5.
Yeah.
And that's something I'll find out, because I know it's a size 5 because that's what we use. That's what's recommended. But the weight. Well, when we play with Paul Carr, we use which balls do we use?
We use the mitre balls, and they come normally pre-pumped up. So we normally have them pretty firm. I don't know what the pressure is, but it's probably a good point that we should define preferred pressure. We normally have them quite firm, don't we?
Yes. We will look into that, Malcolm. And we haven't got a pressure, so we'll sort that out and let you know.
Yeah.
Can I say that doing it elsewhere, the pressure on the ball, which seems quite reasonable, is 11 psi is a starting point.
Okay.
Is that quite firm, Malcolm?
Quite firm, but it's not rock hard.
Okay, so it's a compromise. It's not too hard.
Yeah. No, we'll look into that, Malcolm. It's something to say. We've had this before, and we always specify size 5, and because our balls come pre-pressurized, it's never come up. So it's a good point. Thanks for that. We'll look into it, and I will notify you about it. Yeah,
it's Philip. Just by the way, it's Philip again.
Philip,
Not
well, look, if we put out a we'll put it out in the newsletter. You get the newsletter? Yeah, we'll put it out in the newsletter. Thanks for that. Next, Chris, please. Yes, Chris.
Right, I've been trying to take a referee's course for the past about 2 years. Obviously, with COVID and everything, it's not been done. I play for Mansfield Town Football in the community, and I arranged with Les to do the video schooling bit.
Yeah.
Down there, and do the refereeing as well. But just lately, they've been a little bit iffy with letting us use the room, the education room, what they've got down there. What I'm wondering is if there's somewhere I could go on a course to travel. I don't know, maybe to Paul Garrett there is at Hucknall. I don't know whether there's anybody taking referees there or not.
No, well, the idea of that, Chris, is that, as you know, we do the mentoring scheme now.
Yeah.
Because of the COVID and financial needs and whatever, and the mentoring scheme seems to work quite well. That gets people up to the club referee, and then if you want to go any further, then we hold an enhanced course on top of that.
That's what I've been looking for.
Yeah, what we're trying to do, but it's all down to financial situation at the moment, and COVID, we're only just coming out of it now. We're going to try and run one or two courses in Birmingham at Solihull.
Right.
That we will know more within the next month or so.
Yeah.
And then we'll advertise it.
Okay.
Right. And then it'll be first come, first served. But at the moment,
put my name down now then.
but at the moment, we can't have it anywhere else. Purely because financial situation. So people that are up too far up north or in Cornwall, they may have to travel, and if they can't travel, then they can't do the course. But mentoring scheme seems to be going well, and the only reason we don't do the full courses is purely financial moments. If a club had 10 players that they wanted to put through, then we'll come to a financial arrangement with them. We don't want to make money out of it. It's just we can't afford to lose out of it.
As far as I'm aware, at Mansfield, there's me and another guy that we're looking to take the referee's course. So how do I get onto this mentoring course, or shall I email you and go through that way?
Well, you mentioned Les. Are you talking about Les Burgess?
Yeah.
Les is a chap that's dealing with the mentoring course, and he should put you in charge of a mentor in your area.
Right. Okay.
Which it might even be Les.
Yeah, I think. Yeah.
Yeah. So find out if it's Les or if it's another.
Yeah.
And they'll get you on the mentoring course.
Right, brilliant. I'll have a word with Les and sort that one out then. Thank you.
Okay then, thanks. I've got Ed Holmes putting your hand up again.
Hi, John. Yeah, I too would like to go on this course, and I think it'd be very helpful. I'll contact Les Burgess. I've actually just been given his name.
Yeah. Okay.
The last thing is I have to give my apologies because I'm booked on another Zoom meeting somewhere else, and I only got to hear about this meeting this evening. So I'd like to say cheerio to everyone, and hopefully meet you at the next.
Yes, come to the next one, Ed. Come to the next one.
Brilliant.
Okay, thank you.
Very much.
Now we've got Paul Garrett, who just happens to be my brother, but don't hold that against him. Yes, Paul. Speakers off. Now you've gone. Paul, your speaker's on. Your speaker's not on. No. Well, while that's going on, Paul, can I get oh, there you are. Go on in, Paul.
Yeah, going on from what Chris was saying earlier. Yeah, I'm a club ref, but I haven't been doing it officially a lot.
Yeah.
Or not a lot anyway. But yeah, I want to do a tournament thing, and I've emailed Les and a few others about it. And
but again, the first port of call is to get in touch with Les. He's organising the mentoring scheme, and he should put you in touch with a local mentor.
Yeah, is the Is the club one still free, or did you say that?
Yeah, the mentoring scheme is free. The only
Yeah.
thing that we ask is that if we have to hire a room, if there's 3 or 4 of you doing it all at once,
Oh, right.
and we have to hire a room, then you'd help out towards the cost of a room. But basically, no, the course is free.
Okay.
Okay, is that okay?
Okay. So, yeah, right. Well, I've got questions around goalkeepers. It's like that. There's 4 parts to this. When the goalkeeper kicks the ball out and it goes head height,
yeah,
is that classed as a foul now?
Yeah.
Indirect.
It's above head height. Yeah.
Yeah.
And so what would he do? What would you do? Because you're a club ref, so what would you do?
Yeah, well, I would give a foul, but
And where would you position the foul?
be at least 3 yards back
That's
from the penalty area.
That's it.
Yeah,
That's
I just
exactly
want to
right.
clarify that because I've seen it different leagues play different rules for that.
Yeah, no, that's fine. That's the WFA rules. Any more?
Also, one of the rules is about when the ball goes up in the air off the keeper. Sometimes this is quite deliberate by the keeper. Do we need to change or look at that?
Well, it actually says in the laws, I was reading it this morning actually, and it actually says in the law that if the goalkeeper deliberately puts knocks the ball into the air over head height deliberately, then a foul is given.
Yeah.
But that's not straightforward. But yeah, the law says if the goalkeeper deliberately knocks it above head height, then a foul is given.
Okay.
Okay.
Part C is running across the box, the goalkeeper.
Yeah. Is anybody allowed to run?
No.
No, well, there you go.
But it does happen.
The goalkeeper is not allowed to run.
So what would you give for that? Is that a penalty or what?
Well, again, you'd give a foul.
Just a foul?
Yeah.
Right. And what is the time?
Unless he's stopping a goal-scoring opportunity.
Yeah, he is usually.
But if he's stopping a goal-scoring opportunity, and he's running across the goal area to stop that, then technically it's a penalty and send the goalkeeper off because it's unsportsmanlike and it's a professional foul, isn't it?
Right. That brings me into another question. Sorry, just to clarify, when you send somebody off, can one of the subs come on, or is they down to 5 players?
No.
They'll definitely.
He's off. Can't stop him. Yeah, Chris, you was going to say something.
Yeah, can I just clarify overhead height? You know, we've got 1.5 meter goal posts, crossbars, and also 2 point whatever it is meters.
Yeah.
When we're playing with the lower goal crossbar, can I just clarify head height?
Yeah, it's actually.
Some people say to me, because I do a little bit of reffing there, as Paul knows, knows down at Mansfield.
It's different from.
Yeah, I was actually again looking. What Paul, you were saying?
Well, it's usually different, slightly different to what league you're playing in. It's usually where the
the WFA.
No, it's
very specific. Listen, I think the first thing. Hang on, it actually says here. I read it this morning. The height.
No.
What I'm trying to clarify, John, is I've been told that if the ball is above neck height, then it's overhead height.
No. I mean, head height is deemed.
Well, that's what I say. Yeah. Completely agree.
Above the head, and then there's the whole of the ball.
Yeah.
Don't forget, it's the whole of the ball above the head height.
Yeah, but then would you take it to the tallest player on the pitch?
No, there's a set height. Paul Cart. Can you remember what it is?
1.83.
Thank you, Malcolm.
Okay.
There you go.
About 6 foot, about 6 foot high, isn't it?
I knew he was down there somewhere. So as Malcolm says, now you said it, Malcolm, I remember it now. It's 1.83.
Yeah.
Is head height. That's what it's taken at. 1.83. Okay. And then the ball has got to be fully above that.
Right. Okay. That'll do for me.
That's what it is.
Yeah. That'll do for me.
Good.
That's
okay.
Great because different leagues play different rules on that.
No, they don't. No. WFA play the same thing.
I'm just saying. Yeah.
They just play different rules because they want to play different rules. The WFA has got a set height, 1.83, plus the ball has to be physically above that.
Oh,
Malcolm, you were saying something. Malcolm, you want to say something? Yes, go on, Malcolm.
No, I don't think so, John.
Oh, sorry, no, Michael. Sorry, Michael.
Hi, John. I'm going to digress from the rules a bit. Just an update. I heard rumours that you're redesigning the referee's uniform. I personally don't like it.
I hope not.
I don't know what the situation, please.
I've just bloody bought one.
No, the only thing we've been looking at is trying to get pockets. But for the no. There's an issue with an international referee's kit. We've been trying to sort out some pockets for the normal kit, but no, there's nothing on the horizon to change the kit.
Sadly, okay, thank you.
I'm
sure why don't you like it?
Andrew.
Why don't you like it, Michael?
Paul, say that again, Paul.
Yeah.
Why doesn't Michael like the kit?
I find it. I'm a pretty big guy, as you know, John, but I find it quite baggy and yeah, it's not for me. Although, of course, I wear it every time I do a tournament.
I know. Who was it? Andrew, was that you? Yeah, Andrew.
Yeah. We were talking earlier about kicking the ball hard to cause danger.
Yeah.
Here in Guernsey, quite a few of the games are mixed, and when a woman goes in goal, we turn around and say, you've got to side foot it. You're not going to blast it. But we've got some people who can kick the ball pretty hard. How do we actually go and stop that to avoid injury? Because how hard is hard? I mean, I've seen some of the international games where they're kicking the ball from before the halfway line. So to be that's quite hard. If you bring that down to within a yard of the goal.
Yeah, it's difficult. If you're coming up a yard away from the goalkeeper and she's a female.
Well, irrespective of sex on that one.
Sorry?
Irrespective of sex.
Yeah,
I mean,
irrespective of the sex. But if you're coming up and you're 1 yard, 2 yards away from the goalkeeper and you decide to hit it at him as hard as possible, you'd have to take a view on it. If I can give you a quick example, we used to play a lot of indoor five-a-side before we played walking football, and my wife went in goal. And the guys had great delight on whacking the ball as hard as they could to her. And she never wanted to play in goal ever again. So you can see why you shouldn't be doing it. And it's up to your judgment call as a referee. If you think he's deliberately doing it or for whatever reason, then you need to stop him doing it.
he's doing it because it's, well, there's 2 or 3 of them, but they do it as part of their game. But as you say, it's a case of what you see at the time and make a decision there and then.
Yes, I mean, it does actually say it. You've got the support of the laws in front of you because it actually says it in there, excessive force behind the ball. Just actually say that. So it's what you feel is excessive. And I think we've all got a fair assumption of what's excessive.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, I agree with you there.
Make your decision and stand by it, and you know, we'd all support you in that.
Yeah. And okay, thanks very much, John, and look forward to seeing you in August.
Yeah, well,
fingers crossed.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
I've got who's put I've got Malcolm got his hand up.
Yeah.
Malcolm.
One of the biggest issues in walking football is the penalty 1-step rule.
Yeah.
Because it's so many different interpretations of what 1 step is that I'm aware that there was one game which finished in the dark because there were 14 foul free kicks. This is, you know, different points of view as to what a player should do to make it a 1-step legitimate penalty.
Again, we have done a video on that. If you scroll through the YouTubes, you'll see that we've actually created a video on that. The one step is quite clear. Sometimes people do a little jimmy and then take the step. Yeah, I think one step is fairly basic, and have a look at the video, see what you think. But one step is one step.
Yeah, well, you've got your foot to plant down and then the other foot to kick the ball. Some are taking that as 2 steps.
That's not
No, no,
That can't be 2
that's
steps.
one step.
That's not
I
two
don't
steps.
think
one
it
step.
can.
Yeah, you
One
plant
step
it and then you kick it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's exactly what Malcolm's going to say.
Yeah,
I
I think it's one step.
I
Can
would
I
have a
just
thought
interject?
about the little jimmy bit before the step, though.
Yeah.
Say that again, Chris.
I would have a little thought about the
Yeah.
little shimmy or jimmy or whatever you said it was
Yeah, you
before
can't
the
have
actual
that.
step.
Yeah, you can't have that. People get
can't
into
do
a habit
that.
of doing it, and you've got to tell them they can't do
John.
it.
Say again, John.
Say people get into a habit of doing it. I've seen a number of players, they do take a little jimmy and then they plant their foot and then they kick it. And that's
John, John, on that point.
So would the little jimmy you're frozen, Porter John?
Sorry,
You're
Chris.
frozen.
Can you hear me, Chris? Sorry, Andrew, just 1 minute. Sorry, Chris, you were saying? Chris, you've locked up. Chris is locked up. We'll come back to you. Andrew.
Yeah, John, on that, doing the little shimmy, I mean, if they do that, it's a free kick to the other side, as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, the little jimmy is not allowed.
Jimmy.
Right.
I only say that because I've seen a lot of guys do it. Just they do it naturally. And
Yeah.
if I know who they are before penalties, I will normally shout out, remember, it's one step.
Yeah, from what I've seen, when they've been watching the professionals like Mark Rashford or somebody like that taking a penalty, they have a little runner, little jimmy.
Yeah.
Just like the sends up or something.
Yeah.
And then take the shot.
It's walking.
I would question the little jimmy.
What about the Fernandes penalty?
Sorry, Tony, say that again.
I do a one-step high step, Fernandes style, and it's still one step, and it's very successful.
A high step? What do you mean, Tony, by a high step?
You know,
like a little
Fernandes,
jump.
The Manchester United player.
Yeah, like a little jump.
Yeah, literally with 1 foot, 1 step, jump, and then hit it.
That's more than
Like a hop.
That's running.
Step.
Well, that's running.
That's off the ground.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm asking. That's what I'm asking. It's one
No,
step, but it's
you're
off the
running.
ground.
You've got 2 feet off the ground.
2 feet off the
then
ground.
It's like when you're starting to jog.
So it's like hopping. Yeah.
It's like hopping to the ball, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It works really well, but yeah, all right.
You scored many of them, Tony.
Yes, I haven't missed one yet.
Oh yeah, I know. Another one. Thanks, Tony. Right.
John, would you actually do that for other situations as well? I mean, any indirect free kick?
Yeah.
Same thing.
If they do the jimmy or something like that, I mean, like you come to take a corner, and the players are moving around, and they move around the ball looking to place it. At what point do you turn around and say they've taken more than 1 step?
Yeah, when you feel he's committed to take 1 step, then that's when you start.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah, it's joint interpretation when you feel he's committed.
Yeah, I'm on you.
Okay.
I think, John, it's fair to point out that many players don't realise that the one step applies to ordinary free kicks as well.
I know it applies to everything: free kicks, corners,
Kickings, cooking.
everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We probably need to remind players of that law, I think, don't we?
Jonathan.
Jonathan, come on, Jonathan.
Thanks, John. I'd like to come back to this undue force, which has been mentioned, and the situation you described. Quite common, because players know that with the indirect free kick, it's got to touch another player, etc. They often push it to the side, and then someone will try and whack it, typically at a wall. Now, I've always told the referees that I mentor that if they deem that to be unsafe, they blow up for that. But it would be good to hear that you think that is a correct interpretation of the rule, because typically someone's taking an indirect free kick, they push it to one side, and another guy tries to hammer it.
Yeah, it's down to your interpretation, John. I mean, the rule says that you mustn't use undue force. And if you think they're using undue force, I mean, one has to take in into consideration a number of factors. And we don't like to actually say it because we like all the standards to be the same laws.
Right.
But you will get different standards, which you will let go certain things. The ball will be harder at an international than what it is when you're playing in a disabled team or people with restrictions. So in those situations, then you would look at it as being excessive and undue force.
Right.
In an international, you might well take a different view, but it's down to you all the time.
So, and the key is safety first.
Yes.
And because the rules actually, when they're talking about undue force, specifically refer, as Paul's just mentioned, like the one kick situation. They apply to corners, they apply for indirect free kicks.
Yeah.
But of course, the player's argument to that, when you blow up against that, is say, well, it's not the free kick that was using undue force; it was a subsequent play. But basically, we've covered that. Well, we're disallowing that because of safety reasons, basically.
Yeah, it's all for safety.
Yeah.
Paul,
Actually,
have you got anything to say on that? Oh, he's looking at me blank, so no, don't worry. Another question. Sorry, Jonathan Sandels. Jonathan, or are you waving or talking to someone? No, he's on the phone. Gordon. Gordon.
Sorry,
Gordon. Oh, there you go.
Sorry, I've just joined you from Lisburn, Northern Ireland. Lisburn, Northern Ireland. Can you hear me all right?
I can hear you now, Gordon. Yes.
Yes. I was just getting back to the penalty kicks. If you take more than one step, is the penalty retaken or is the foul for the other team?
Foul for the other team.
Right. The penalty is not retaken.
No, it doesn't get retaken.
The other scenario is if the goalkeeper's off his line.
Yeah, the goalkeeper
is the penalty retaken?
Yes.
If the goalkeeper's not on his line.
Yeah, and then you can deal with the goalkeeper accordingly, either a warning, blue card, whatever you decide.
Yeah, that's
but
fine.
basically he's committing a foul by coming off the line. So if it's a totting up scheme, then you'd actually give him another warning. He can move across the line as much as he likes, and he can move his body as much as he likes. He can do a gobbler. But he has to stay on the line.
If the penalty goes past the post without the goalkeeper saving it, is the penalty retaken?
Well, is the goalkeeper come off his line?
Yes, and the penalty's missed by hitting it past the post.
Yeah, if the goalkeeper's come off his line, then he's allowed to retake it because the goalkeeper's committed a foul.
Yeah, thank you.
Malcolm.
Yeah, just one point there is if it's one of those wide goals, the goalkeeper can't be on his line because the bar prevents him from being on the line. So you have to be aware of that point. But what I did want to say is that, I can't see it in the laws, is impeding the goalkeeper in putting the ball into play. I take the view that if the attacking team, if somebody stands within 3 meters of the goal area and the goalkeeper is prevented from putting it into play, then that is a free kick. For impeding.
Yes, technically it's a free kick. In reality, because he's impeding, so he's what's the word? He's unsportsmanlike conduct. So if he's creating unsportsmanlike conduct, then you can award a free kick. In that situation, the goalkeeper isn't really going to gain anything out of it. So you may just give him a warning and then let the goalkeeper get on with it. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I've seen forwards stop the ball and put the ball into the net. So you've got to stop that.
Yeah. No, it's unsportsmanlike.
Can I just come in there as a goalkeeper?
Yes, fine.
Yeah. If I'm ready for throwing the ball out and I can see somebody's in my line of play, for example, in a pass, for example, to Paul, I would withhold the pass and go elsewhere.
Yeah, of course. And if he's 3 meters away,
yeah,
then you can't do anything about that anyway.
No, that's right.
As long as you throw it underhand.
Yes, of course. Yes, of course.
Yeah.
Also, I've had been throwing the ball out where the players deliberately, shall I say, quickly got to the ball, and I put that down as a goalkeeper mistake.
Yeah.
But there again, running comes into it as well.
Oh yeah, yeah, it does. It does. Good.
Goalkeepers union there.
Yeah. Okay. Les, did you have a question?
Yes, it's not a question. It's just something that might help other people. I've changed my psychology on this running thing now. At our club, I don't penalise them for running now. I penalise them for not walking. And I'm surprised at the difference it's made to the runners.
Actually, Les, that's a very good point, because that's exactly what I say to the guys when they say, I wasn't running. And I say to them, you weren't walking. And it's surprising. You're absolutely right. It's surprising the different reaction, because you're not saying they're running. You're just saying you're not walking.
That's it, yeah.
So you're right, Les. It's a good psychology.
Bit of reverse psychology.
Yeah,
It's
well
good
done, Les.
informed
That's
me,
a good
but,
one.
Any
I'll
more
try that
questions?
Yeah,
Brian.
John.
Oh, sorry, got Brian. Let Brian go. Yes, Brian. Speaker, Brian, put your speaker on.
Sorry about that.
There you go.
Yeah, you've mentioned twice a video through YouTube, which was talking about the penalties and the one step, I think. And earlier on, you also mentioned the ones Paul Murta, something on Facebook with walking.
Yeah.
Is there any chance that you can put those perhaps links or something onto your website so that people can find them, rather than having to try sort of searching through YouTube and Facebook, etc., if we're not on it?
No, that's fine. We'll put it on the site.
Thank you.
Put it on the site, yeah.
Right.
Okay, thanks, Brian.
Nice one, Brian.
Paul, you wanted to say something? Paul
Yeah.
Garrett.
It's goalkeepers again.
Yeah.
Part D to my question. It's part D. Yeah, time allowed for keeper to distribute the ball.
Well, you get them under unsporting behaviour.
Especially if they say 1-0 up and they're just hanging on to the ball for like.
Yeah, it's unsporting behaviour, and it's similar to the law that you can pass back to the goalkeeper as much as you like. And if it's 1 minute to go and they're 1-0 up, and they just want to keep giving it back to the goalkeeper, the same philosophy applies. It's unsporting behaviour, and you can give them a quick verbal warning as to stop doing that. I can see what you're doing. You're being unsporting. Move the ball. Don't give it back to the goalkeeper again. And you can say that.
Was there a time allowance for this?
No, it's what you think is reasonable. We haven't done a specific time. It's what you think is reasonable, and whether or not the goalkeeper is taking undue advantage and not being sporting.
Okay. Ken, so you'd give a free kick in that scenario?
Yeah.
Or warn the keeper?
Because they're committing a foul. Unsporting is foul.
It's foul, and you warn the keeper as well.
Yeah.
Not to do it again.
But again, well, I get it. I do get it when they're knocking it back to the goalkeeper and they don't want to kick it out. And you have to let them do it for a sensible amount of time, and then you realise what they're doing, and so then you just have to say to them, if you do it again, I will see that unsporting behaviour, time wasting, and I will take appropriate action.
Right.
Okay. And then let them do what they're going to do. Then you take action.
Lovely.
Okay.
I'm sure other people have got loads of questions though.
Malcolm.
Yeah, just a general comment as you draw to a close, because I notice it's gone at 8 o'clock.
I'm missing the game.
Yeah, and with the national cups that are coming up in the first weekend of July, Nigel sent round an email asking for availability for those weekends. Now, today, I've received an email from a local club in the Midlands asking me to officiate in the first round of the Cup. Now, I understand.
So, Malcolm, you're. Let me just check something. Yeah. Who's your coordinator?
I don't know,
Okay.
in short.
Okay.
My question was, do I accept from the home club that's asked me to officiate in the first round of the cup, or am I waiting for an appointment from the WFA appointment secretary?
Well, again, you'll have a local area coordinator who's meant to be coordinating that. And they're still in the process. Well, no, because you filled in your availability, haven't you?
Yes.
Yeah, we were waiting until I think it's this weekend or
right.